My husband told me we had to leave my best friend's baby shower urgently. When he revealed the reason, I panicked. I should have noticed something was off. I've gone over that day in my head so many times, trying to pinpoint the exact moment everything shifted. But the truth is, it didn't feel like the beginning of anything. It felt beautiful. It was a warm Saturday afternoon. I was 32 weeks pregnant, just big enough to feel like a house, but not so big that I needed help rolling out of chairs. The kind of day where you're glowing in every photo, even if your feet are swollen. My best friend had planned the whole thing, her baby shower. But since we were due only weeks apart, she'd insisted it would be a celebration for both of us. 2 bellies, 1 party, she said in the invite. I laughed when I read it. We hadn't seen each other in a few weeks, which was rare. She said she'd been tired, then caught a cold, then had a scare at the clinic, but everything turned out fine. I didn't push her. I knew what pregnancy could do to your schedule, your mood, your body. I figured we'd catch up at the party. She'd give me one of her famous long hugs, maybe cry a little. Then we'd sit down and compare swollen ankles like we always joked we would. The party was at her place, a modest 2-story house she'd bought a year before, decorated with pastels and paper lanterns and little white onesies strung on twine across the patio. It looked like something out of a magazine. She opened the door with a wide smile, arms outstretched. "There you are, you look amazing," she said, pulling me into a gentle hug. I hugged her back. Her belly touched mine, or at least I thought it did. We laughed at the awkwardness of it. She smelled like lavender and lemon cookies. "Where's he?" she asked, peering behind me. I turned. My husband was a few steps back, carrying a wrapped box and a reusable bag full of wipes and bottles. "There," I said. "My human stroller." She laughed again and waved him in. He offered a polite smile, not his usual one. He was a doctor, internal medicine, but he had a quiet intuition about people. He never said much unless something was wrong. I remember thinking he looked tired. Inside, the house was filled with soft music and a low hum of voices. Everything was color coordinated, pinks and greens and soft golds. On the kitchen island, there were cucumber sandwiches, sliced fruit, cupcakes shaped like tiny bassinets. A white frosted cake read, "Almost there," in curly script. She had truly outdone herself. "Do you need to sit?" she asked, gesturing to a large armchair. "I'm fine," I said, but I sat anyway. She perched on a stool nearby, holding a mason jar of lemonade. People trickled in. Mutual friends, co-workers, a couple of her cousins. No one I didn't recognize. I smiled through small talk, answered all the usual questions about cravings and kicks, and what I thought labor would be like. I looked over at her often. She smiled when people asked her about her baby, patted her belly like clockwork, laughed at all the right times. But she didn't waddle, not like I did. Her feet weren't swollen. Her fingers looked normal. Her breathing wasn't shallow. I brushed it off. It wasn't until she stood to greet someone new that my husband leaned over and whispered, "We need to go soon." I blinked. "Why?" "I'll explain later." That's how he always spoke when something serious was happening. Calm, deliberate, short. But I waved it off. "Can we just stay until after she cuts the cake?" His jaw tightened. 15 minutes, then we leave. I looked at him, searching his face. He didn't look angry. He looked alert. I excused myself to go to the bathroom and tried to shake the tension from my shoulders. Maybe he was tired. Maybe something at work had followed him home. I splashed water on my face and returned just in time to see her refusing a hug from one of her aunts. "Careful," she said, laughing nervously. "I'm feeling super sensitive today." She stepped back when the aunt's hand reached for her belly. Not rudely, just enough. It registered somewhere in the back of my mind, but I didn't question it. She always hated people